Did you know that out of all the regions Ash has gone to, he's had a major rival in all but one? For those of you who did, that region is actually the Hoenn region. Now, some of you might be thinking, but what about Morrison or Tyson? However, those two are specifically league rivals. A main rival is someone who Ash has had a rivalry with for, at the very least, a majority of the series. Think Gary Oak, Paul, or Gladion. A league rival is someone introduced with a bit of focus around the time of the league. These are characters like Harrison, Richie, Tobias, or Cameron. Well, what if that were different? Who would Ash's Hoenn rival be? Well, we could easily have a character like Tyson show up earlier on. However, I have a more interesting idea. There's a character who we met early on in Hoenn, who was built up as an important trainer, but will proceed to show up about 11 times in the span of the 19 years since his introduction. This character is Steven Stone, the champion of Hoenn. Now, why do I say Steven should be Ash's rival? Well, when he was introduced, he was said to be a strong trainer. However, it's never specifically said he's the champion. In fact, during Diamond and Pearl, it's revealed that Wallace is the champion of Hoenn. With Hoenn being Sootopolis City gym leader during the Advanced series, we can also presume that Wallace was the champion during Ash's Hoenn adventures as well. This means that Steven, if given a bit more focus, could work as a good rival for Ash. So that brings us to the question, what if Steven was Ash's rival? Let's start with his first appearance. He's originally mentioned by his father in Stairway to Devon, but isn't seen until the group goes to Granite Cave after Nurse Joy informs Max that Steven is there. His debut episode, A Whole Lot of Trouble, can be kept mostly the same. It's only near the end of the episode where we'd get a change. As Steven is mentioned to be a strong trainer, Ash would want to battle him. With Ash still having lost to Brawly, he'd also like to have this battle as a bit of practice. Steven would eventually accept, and we'd get a simple one-on-one between the two, Ash using Trico and Steven using Aggron. Steven would ultimately win this battle, and then would leave on his boat like in the original in order to continue his journey. Because of this battle, Ash would have even more reason to get to training, working harder to grow stronger and later beat Brawly. Steven would then appear here and there throughout the series. We'd get to learn more about him as a character, like how he stopped competing seriously in order to spend more time searching for rare stones. However, with his interactions with Ash, he'd slowly grow more interested in battling more seriously, later deciding to take on the gym challenge and work his way up to the league. Of course, every few appearances of Steven would result in a battle between him and Ash, where on a few occasions, Ash shows himself to be a lot closer to Steven's level, potentially even beating him sometimes. Steven could also show up in order to battle against Team Magma and Aqua, with him appearing in episodes like Gaining Groudon and the Scuffle of Legends. He would aid in the effort and would also be the one to tell the story of Kyogre and Groudon, rather than Lance. One of the main events that would be different is with the League, and not just with the addition of Steven as a participant. Having Steven as a more frequent challenge, Ash would be quite a bit stronger than the original. We could see things like Grovyle evolving sooner, or maybe even Corphish evolving. However, for the sake of simplicity, we'll keep the team the same, but stronger in terms of raw power and strategy. Ash's battles would be the same up until he faces Tyson. Because of Ash being stronger in this version, rather than losing to Tyson's Meowth, Ash would be able to pull through and get the win in the end. Now, this is already a pretty big change, as Tyson was the one in the league who won originally. However, now Ash is in the semifinals, where I believe he'd face Steven. Steven's team would be the same as in the games, of course, with the addition of a shiny Metagross from the anime, and Omega Ruby/Alpha Sapphire's demo. While Ash would be able to put up a good fight and it would be very close, I do believe Steven would beat him in the end. Steven would then go on to win the league and face the Elite Four, defeating Wallace in order to become champion. So yeah, if Steven were Ash's rival, we'd probably see a stronger Ash and Hoenn, as well as the events that would lead up to Steven becoming champion. This would also give Steven more prominence as a character, as well as that closer connection to Ash that people thought was missing when it was revealed the two would be fighting in the World Coronation Series. But what do you guys think? Do you like the idea of Steven being a more prominent character in the Hoenn anime? Even being a rival to Ash? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!